Today, we are going to be focusing on a test prep question surrounding prioritizing needs. If you're familiar with Maslow'S hierarchy of needs, this is an example of Maslow'S hierarchy of needs. Hello, welcome to my channel, Mental Health with Melissa. I'm Melissa. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this. I have new videos every single Sunday and Wednesday. Subscribing to my channel helps me provide mental health information to our communities of color and also information to those that are interested in the mental health fields, as well as tons of Lcsw test prep questions. So please, again, hit that like and subscribe button. I am a Lcsw psychotherapist, clinical supervisor, and PhD psychology research student. Today, we are going to be focusing on a test prep question surrounding prioritizing needs. If you're familiar with Maslow'S hierarchy of needs, great. If not, we're going to take a look at the actual image of the hierarchy of needs after we review the actual test prep question. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Again, you know the drill. Pause here, read the question, answer, and then compare and contrast your rationale to my rationale so you can test your test-taking abilities. A social worker meets with a father at a family agency for assistance with resources and psychosocial support. The father, who's the client, was laid off from his job at a fast food restaurant. He has a GED, and full custody of his 3 children after the mother of his children left them 2 months ago. The client and his children are short on food and low on money. The client received an eviction notice and is emotional. What should the social worker do first? Okay, so now that I've highlighted some key words here, let's go ahead and get started. So first is a key term here. We want to test, we want to find the answer that best corresponds to what we should do first. Multiple things could be things that we actually do as the person assigned to this case, but we're going to want to do pick the one that is the best thing to do first in this given scenario. So let's go through the options. Option A, refer the client to an eviction and housing attorney. Okay, so this is certainly something that we can do. We don't have too much information at this point about the eviction or the eviction notice. That's all the information that we have. So this may be a little premature. It's definitely, again, something that we may consider later on. But the first thing, I don't know about that. Again, it may be premature at this point. So let's go ahead and cross that off. Option B, refer the client to an employment agency. Okay, so we know he has a GED and we know that he was laid off. Again, this is really important. We do want to do this likely later on, but is it the first thing that we're going to want to focus on right now? I don't know about that because we don't have enough information about this yet. We don't know if he is receiving unemployment, is not receiving unemployment. These are things that we just don't know yet. Option C, assess how the children are coping. So the social worker meets with the father. The children are not there. So the father does tell the social worker that the client or that he and his children are having a food shortage, but the children are not a part of this meeting. So this is something that we may want to do as a social worker at a family agency, but is it the first thing given the scenario here? I don't think so. So let's cross that off. D, initiate a needs and eligibility assessment. This is going to be something that we're going to want to do first. And the reason being is there are several things that are going on here in this scenario. So he needs assistance with resources and psychosocial support. He was laid off. He just had a major loss. Another major loss, his spouse or the mother of his children left him and his children. He has full custody of them, so that's another, he's a sole parent, that's another change. They're short on food, low on money. They received an eviction notice. He's presenting as emotional, rightfully so. It's very normal and valid to have those feelings considering everything that he's been through. However, we don't have more specifics about these. There's a lot of stuff coming up at once, but we don't have a thorough assessment about exactly what is his priority at this point. So the appropriate thing to do is going to be to initiate a needs and eligibility assessment. Based on that, we can start to provide resources and explore what it is that he wants more help on, and then go from there. So this is an example of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So once we're able to get a better understanding and complete a needs assessment, then we have a clear understanding of how much of these things have been affected. So the premise of the hierarchy of needs is that we actually can't reach any of this stuff up here until the lower things on the hierarchy of needs are fulfilled. So the very bottom and basic is the physiological needs, which include air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and reproduction. So in the vignette above, they don't have access. They're running low on food. They got an eviction notice. And so those physiological needs, we need to assess if they've been taken away completely at this point, or if they have a few days left of those resources. Because without those, it's going to be really hard to focus on self-esteem if the needs down here are not being met. Safety, so personal safety, employment, resources, health. So we don't really know too much about the health of the dad and the children at this point, because it seems like what's more pressing is, again, the physiological needs. We need to focus on what's going on with the housing and with the food and finances. He is dealing with a loss of employment, so we can definitely refer to an employment specialist, but we do need more information about all of these things down here. Love and belonging, so friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection. These are things that we can refer, in the case of the vignette above, we can refer the children and the father, the client, to a family therapist, because the family has really experienced a major loss. The mother and spouse has left, and so I imagine that this is something that has been affected. Esteem, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. So these are things that can be worked on when, again, in the vignette, the father has been able to achieve these things. He can likely go to individual therapy and kind of work on these esteem things. And then lastly, at the top is self-actualization, desire to become the most that one can be. So again, the premise is that can't be achieved unless all these other things are achieved. I hope that was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more content. Until next time, managing mental health matters.